Hello and welcome to Melon Bike Shed Sessions. Today we're answering your questions. A couple of weeks ago we asked you to ask us anything. We've had a ton of replies through Instagram and via email. Thanks to anyone who sent in a question. We're going to do our best to get around to as many as we can right now. Because of the current climate, obviously we can't get together as a team, so we're going to try and make this happen through technology. We're going to get a Zoom call together. So on the line now we have, all the way from Portugal, the founder of Melon and the owner of Fantastic Hair, Mr. James Pointer. James, how you doing?
Yeah, all good. Just in Lisbon at the moment. Yeah, as you can see, not a haircut in a long time. It's normally long, but kind of looking like a South American footballer from the 80s at the moment. But yeah, all good.
Nice to see your face. Then trying to get too jealous, but all the way from Bali, Indonesia, our home base, is our head of sales, the man that heads up our Indonesian business, as well as a bunch of other things. That's Neil. How you going, Neil?
Not bad. Kind of semi-lockdown here, but not too insane. Yeah, all good. I've not had a haircut either. It's like a sort of a Melon thing. Don't get haircuts.
Your head isn't
all good, man.
Cool. All right, well, let's dive in. We'll jump into everyone's questions that we got. So thanks to everyone who put those questions together, sent them over to us on Instagram and email. And yeah, we'll just dive in and try and answer as many as we can. The first one is from Isaac. I think this is probably best for James. So what made you want to make a fully customizable eyewear brand?
Just one. I mean, I could see what was on the market and wanted something, I guess, more fun, and something that just let me continue to work as we're a lifestyle business, so it's something that allowed us to continue, and me at that time to just keep working kind of remotely and build something while still being able to enjoy whatever I was doing around that. And I think the whole custom thing gave us something unique, which a lot of other eyewear brands didn't have. I'm not sure any eyewear brands had at the time. So yeah, I guess that was the main thing, just something unique that we could, someone could put their own flavor into what they were doing.
Nice. And where were you when you came up with that idea?
In Java, in Indonesia. So I've got a friend who's got a house out there, and he basically, I was at the end of, a few months of working just in the UK, and basically February, and just sick of it. And the friend said, if you want to come house sit, you can just stay for free. So I went out there in February and just had, I think, 7 months in a little surf village, basically there, just looking after his house and working on ideas, and finally came up with it.
Nice. And the rest is history. That's one cool. All right, next one we've got is, and we're just going to ping around through these so they're not all in sections or anything. We've got Andrew Duggan. Do you have any plans to develop prescription lenses for your riding glasses? Let's throw that one to Neil.
Oh, well, I'm as blind as a bat as well, so I can understand how it's so useful. We get a lot of questions about it, actually. It's just for a small brand like us, it's quite hard to develop off the bat. We are working with retailers like RX Sports in the UK, who do prescription inserts for goggles and for sort of performance sunglasses. So hopefully this year we can get something off with them, and down the line start to do it ourselves. But yeah, definitely would love to, for sure.
Yeah, wicked. And that thing, RX Sports, is super exciting. So yeah, keep an eye out there, and hopefully we should be able to offer something quite soon there. It's a nice one. So next question is from Jack. Are you bringing out any new colors in the MTB goggle? The simple answer to that, Jack, is yes. We're always looking at new colors for frames and new colors for straps. So yeah, keep an eye on our website, and yeah, we're definitely always looking at new patterns, new colors. If there's anything you want to see, just hit us up, let us know. Okay, next question. It's a bit of not a complex one, but one that will take a bit of explaining. And the next question is from Will, which says, where are you based? And we'll throw it over to James.
Everywhere. We're a UK company, but we bounce around quite a lot. Right now I'm in Lisbon, Neil's in Bali. We've got, we have a lot of people that we work with, the contractors as well, like whether it's design or whatever, that may be in the US. So we're kind of everywhere. I'd say the main hubs are, at the moment at least, UK, Bali, and Portugal.
Which is where we are all now, as you see. Cool. Okay. Next question. This is from Jacob. Yeah, from Jacob. How do you come up with all the sick designs? Thanks for thinking they're sick, Jacob. I'll throw that one over to Neil.
Well, it's just brainstorming, mate. All three of us, we sit together, like Ash said before, sort of connected to the theme. We know what we're looking for. We know what's sort of trending. We may not be the youngest anymore, but we do have our eye on it. We know what's happening. Our fingers on the pulse. So we sit together, we brainstorm, we put ideas together. We basically grab stuff from, be it fashion, be it board sport, be it bike sport, whatever. And sometimes just test them, see if it works. If it works, it gets into the full line and stays there for a while.
Yeah, cool. And I think it's also worth saying, like, we love hearing from, and I'll say this a few times today, but we love hearing from you guys and girls and everyone really to, you know, if there's anything you want to see, then just let us know. We always talk with our riders as well. So yeah, we just take inspiration from as many places as possible. And luckily, as this independent brand, we can have a go at a few crazy ideas, which hopefully you guys like. All right, cool. Next question. I've got this one, must be from Instagram, Hydro Lackey. Are you going to make a limited edition lens or frame? A simple answer to that one. What do you want to see? What does that mean to you, limited edition? Just, yeah, bit of a cop-out answer, but let us know what you want to see. We're always interested in making new stuff. As I just mentioned, as we're independent, we can be pretty creative, pretty flexible. We love making new things. It gets us extremely excited. Limited editions in particular are awesome. So for sure, we're always looking at new stuff, and just hit us up if there's anything you want to see. I'm not sure who that's from, but it says, any tips for someone starting their own business? Massive question. James Poyer, what's your top tips in a short period of time?
All right. First one is just grit and determination. I think like it's a long road, I think, for most businesses, you know, even with us where it's, you know, we are growing, it's every year has its own challenges. I think like you've got to be able to rough it through the hard times and just stay determined on it. Having a really strong team is another thing. Like as you grow, like if you're an individual right now, and thinking of starting a business, you'll have your skill sets and you'll be lacking in others. Like surrounding yourself with the right people is super important. And can really like help you get to where you want to be. The other thing, I think it gets maybe washed over a lot of times, or people don't think about it, and it's not a cool one, but having some money to put into it. Like don't underestimate the amount of investment financially that you may have to put in to keep things running, and growth, you know, wherever that money comes from, like you've got to be able to fund the growth, and a lot of businesses really struggle with that even if they're going well. So yeah, I guess the top three, just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and you're enjoying it. Like I think the best thing about it is that like I think all of us work a lot, but for the most part it never feels like work. It's just kind of like a hobby almost. And I think when you're able to have that as your job, then that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely agree with that for sure. Cool. All right, next question. So this one's from Rob. He asks what products are in the pipeline. Now, he's mentioned a couple of things he'd like to see, and those are dual glaze lenses, a magnetic lens attachment, and maybe even goggles that double up on disciplines for snowboarding and mountain biking. Let's chuck that one over to Neil first of all. So Neil, yeah, what can you tell us about any products we've got coming up?
I can't keep secrets, as you guys know, so there's a few things in the pipeline. First up is the Alley Cat sunglasses for snow. So we're going to try and get a snow edition of those finished for coming winter. And then in terms of goggles, yeah, so that point on basically a bike and a snow goggle, we are looking into that. We'd love to do it. So as we did with the Parker when we first launched it, it covers both sports. And we'd like to do it with a quick change lens system. Wouldn't say we're the biggest fans of magnetic lens change systems. They are very expensive, which makes it hard to keep the price down for you guys in retail. So at the end of the day, if you want to have a bike goggle with a magnetic system, it's going to cost a fortune. And there are downsides. If you slam, the lenses fly out so easily. So we will work on a change system, but probably not magnetic. And yeah, let's see. Probably be a snow and bike mix with some certain tweaks here and there. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of things down for the pipeline.
Cool. And just maybe on that dual lens, I don't know if James, you want to say anything on that, because it's something that we have been asked about for bike a few times. Is that something possible with our current manufacturer? Do you think we can move down that route at some point?
With a double layer lens.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I think once again, like just going over what Neil said, like the price difference in producing a double layer lens is pretty significant, which is why a snow lens is so much more expensive and snow goggle is so much more expensive than a bike goggle. You know, we are looking at thermoformed lenses as well, which mean that it may not be a double, but it will be, you generally will get a better clarity through that lens, and it's a little bit more strength to it. But yeah, it's just all in the pipeline. There's no real reason that you should need a double layer lens unless maybe you're somewhere that's super cold or it has very big temperature differences. So yeah, nothing from a double layer in a pipeline, but definitely some thermo molded lenses potentially.
Cool. Okay.
Also.
Nice. And just to be clear, this is for bike, and so everyone, we do make this dual layer lens for snow because that's required to stop fogging and to give you the best view. But for bike, as we're saying, we're not there yet, and like James says, it's maybe not something that we feel like is needed. Okay, next question. Morgan_Berry01 on Instagram. Any plans for an ODub signature? Well, Ollie Wilkins, I know, is working on some stuff. So yeah, watch this space. We would love to get something going with Ollie. Him being a designer, I think, is really cool, and he comes up with some great designs. So I'd love to do something with Ollie. So yeah, watch this space. That was an easy one. Okay, back up to James for another question. Matt says, what does your design process look like? Can you just run us over that, James? What are the different steps in our design process from bringing a product idea to life?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed over the years. I think like most brands, unless you've got a lot of money behind you when you started, with open molds. That is, I don't think we've got any open molds now in the range. So we now design and create all of our molds for our products. It just allows us to have a lot more control over how it looks, the quality of it, the strength. So the design process at the moment is we've got a couple of good designers that we tend to work with frequently for new products, and we start with them. We go through sort of, I think between the three of us, we'll go through and say, okay, like what are we looking for? What do we want to do next? And then we'll go bring in one of those designers and chat with them and have sort of an ideation stage first. And then that then moves from them making a few like sketches and us going, okay, we like that part of that one, that part of that one. And then next part is just sort of developing that more and more. We'll get a 3D print normally made before, and then test that, make sure as much as we can from that we can test airflow, all those things. I know with the Alley Cat, like Ash was out riding and went through a lot of 3D prints because they're not the most durable. They snap very easy. But yeah, testing as much as we can with those to make sure that the performance is where we want it to be. And then it goes into the actual molding stage. They're basically just steel molds, which, they're pretty expensive to produce, and they, that's, we get them the first round of them and then just sort of fine tune them out before going into production. But that's roughly it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a quick process. For me, it's like one of the most exciting things we do, that sitting down and brainstorming, chatting with the team, seeing what is already out there and what we think we can potentially improve on. Super exciting to bring that to life when you first see that, first see that product come out. The first one, there is nothing more exciting than that. So yeah, it's a very cool process that we love doing, and we'll hopefully continue to be doing for a while.
For sure. I think, and also the other thing, like you said, like it's a long process. It runs like, even with us, like normally at least a year to put something out. And I think we as a brand have a lot shorter runtime compared to some of the bigger guys. So yeah, it's a long process, so it's definitely super rewarding once you finally get to the final piece. It's also scary.
Cool. Yeah, it can be scary. Committing everything and then bringing it to life. That's why you've got to, as we do, test it and make sure we're certain on it. Cool. All right, next question. I mean, this is going to be potentially one that we could all answer, but I think this is Rob again. He says, what's it like to work for Aeronautics? I mean, we've all probably got our own different experiences. Neil, what would you say? How would you wrap that up? What's it like to work for Aeronautics?
Well, I've been here, how long now, James? 5 years almost?
5. I thought it got to be
December 2015.
yeah, 5.
So 4.5 years.
Time flies.
I don't know. It's kind of, I guess we've all worked not in the sort of corporate industry before or corporate business. I've always worked in action sports. I think Ash has always worked in action sports. So I'm kind of used to living, sounds terrible, but I've always lived by the beach or in the Alps. So I'm sort of used to living a different lifestyle, but my jobs before, there's definitely a lot of time within an office environment with lots of other people, how it always used to be. And since working with Melon, it's been at the beginning, I guess just me and James working from here in Bali. Then Ash joined, a bit of time here as well. And now we're all working spread apart around the world, and we sort of intertwine now and again and work together on certain things in certain locations. But we're always in tune with each other. We're always on calls most days. Communication seems to flow fantastically, even though we're on the other sides of the world. But the best thing for me, the highlight is the flexibility that we give each other, even though we work a shed load and we use our knowledge and experience from the industry to make that easier for us. We get to spend time doing what we enjoy. So I'm in Bali. I can go and surf every morning before I do work. Can't at the minute. Beaches are closed, but I can normally. I know Ash is most days going out for a bike ride. James is in Portugal at the minute. He can surf when there's no lockdowns as well. So it's that blend of lifestyle and job, and being able to apply your passion for those sports that you do into a job. I would never change it for the world. I mean, I could probably never work again in a different industry. It'd be impossible. You, Ash?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I haven't got a lot more to add there. I think very lucky to do it. We say we work hard, but we love the lifestyle we have. It is a lifestyle-based brand. James started it. I think James around that, as you've already said, it was about giving yourself a lifestyle that you wanted, and we get to do something really cool. We get to work in incredible communities. Like, you know, it's amazing to work in all the different sports communities we work in. Really, really enjoy it. So yeah, stoked, and long may it continue. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that, James. I mean, it might be a bit different from you because you're dealing with all the real nitty-gritty stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, not really. All the things you guys just said obviously apply. I think just, yeah, it's just as I said earlier, kind of like it's a hobby. It's an addiction almost. Like definitely, I think sometimes I'm like, all right, I get told off by my girlfriend for, oh, you're still working on that? Why are you looking at that at 10 o'clock at night or whatever? But like, it's yeah, it just I don't really know what else to say. Just from my perspective, it's a lot of just hands in different pots, I guess, in terms of like obviously there's the management side of it, but also just like trying to make sure the ship is running and just keeping an eye on things. I think that's, you know, from a work side, one of the most stressful parts is just making sure you don't mess up on something. Yeah. Like sometimes like there's just so much going on, and having to oversee that, you're like, oh shit, I took my eye off the ball now, and now we don't have any stock of whatever color frame for the next 3 months or something like that. But like, yeah, overall it's an awesome. It's just super good to have a team that you're surrounded with that you enjoy working with every day. Cool, nice one. All right, on to the next question. I'll take this one. Jamie Chapman 84 on Instagram asks, am I able to design my own goggles and not choosing from your selection of straps and colors? Jamie, it's a real nice idea. I think we'd love to be able to offer something super personalized, but the reality is from a cost perspective, it is not feasible for us yet. It would just cost too much money to do individual designs. And that would obviously mean for you guys, it's probably not feasible. It's an awesome idea. Maybe down the line as we grow, we can look at a really bespoke range of products that you can design yourself. But for now, we try and give you guys lots of cool options so you can still match all the different frames and straps and lenses up. So yeah, not for now, but we definitely have it in the back of our minds for sure. Okay, next question. How many employees do you have, James? You want to answer that one? Not many is the answer. Not loads. I mean, we've got a lot of team members. I'm just trying to think because we have like, you know, different people, like I said earlier, design and stuff. They may not be full-time that we work with. So we've kind of got an extended bigger team. We've got obviously us three at core, trying to think. Then we've got, you know, fulfillment. We do our own warehousing. So we got some full-time and part-time there. Web develop. I'd say like in terms of like full-time people, whether they are an employee or a contractor, like we're probably running at like 6. And then we've got some other part-time, which probably bring it up just around that 10, a little over 10 mark. And then obviously, yeah, I mean, we've got a franchise in Bali of the business. If you start going into that, that's we've got shops over there, so that jumps up a bit. But for the main business, I'd say, yeah, around 6, I think, for the main team, and then the extended team of contractors going 10 to 12.
Cool. Okay. And we see that. Do you see that growing so over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully if things keep going as they are, like, you know, I think it's one of the hard things to balance as a smaller brand is like when to bring someone in, like, and it's always you're struggling kind of like to balance the resources with getting the brand to the next level. But there's definitely, I think, a couple of positions that we are looking at the moment, which we'd look potentially to hire for over the next 6 months or so.
Cool. Exciting times. All right, we've got a nice easy one here from maxpalmer.1. So we'll throw this one to Neil. Have you got any plans to make other products or clothing?
Ooh, always, I would say. You probably saw this year or last year we released mud guards for bike. We released some face masks for snow. Also, always got beanies and a few accessories. We're constantly working on it. So I think Ashen's already looking at designs for streetwear, so some t-shirts, sweats and stuff coming out shortly. And any feedbacks you guys have, mate, what should we make? We're super hyped to make new products all the time. I mean, we're basically product freaks. We love stuff. So anything you can come up with, post as a message, comment, let us know.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Some fun stuff coming up for sure. Okay, Winnie Banton on Instagram says, you had brand ambassador and I was a member, but you stopped it. We did, Winnie. Sorry for that. If you were enjoying brand ambassador and we pulled the plug, yeah. Brand ambassador was great. It was really great to engage with the communities, and we did have quite a big uptake on it. It was just being realistic from a resource perspective for us. We couldn't manage it, and we couldn't give you everything you would have kind of needed out of it. So we decided to pull back on that. It's something we're always thinking about. We love the community we work in, and one of our biggest goals is to keep working within that community, keep growing it, and keep having that relationship with everyone. So we're thinking on some ideas at the moment, and we hope to be able to do something on the more kind of ambassador level in the near future. So watch this space. Yeah, we definitely want to keep hearing from you, so keep messaging us, keep letting us know what you're doing, and hopefully we'll be able to turn that into something a bit more fun for you very soon. Okay, a few more shall we do? Okay, so Luzcro says, is the Alley Cat available? I'm a bit confused about the pre-sales. James, I'll throw that over to you.
It is available to pre-order. So, I mean, we've been pretty blown away, I guess, by the amount of just demand and, how stoked people are on it. It's in the last month sold out twice. I think like it's a combination of like demand, I guess, exceeding our forecasts, and then also obviously just supply chains at the moment with everything that's going on with COVID-19. Like we're just having, anything that needs to get shipped is getting delayed. We had a lot, we're producing in Italy, so they've had their factory shut down, which are slowly starting to reopen now. But it's just meant that we haven't been able to get stuff in as quickly as we would have liked. But the answer to your question is, right now we have, we're waiting on some low light lenses, and that shipment should be arriving next week. So as soon as we get the stock in, they are on their way out, and we'll have stock again for a limited time, I think, and then we'll probably be back on pre-order again for a little bit until we get the next batch in. So we're just trying to kind of keep up and give our manufacturing partners like the time to be able to produce for us. So
Luzcro, get that order in, boy.
Yeah, true. No, big thanks to everyone that's been so excited about the Alley Cats. As I say, we're super stoked on them, and watch your space for some more developments around performance glasses. It could be exciting in the next year. Okay. Michael Grayson 93. What's next for snow goggles? And I think that's probably going to go to Neil.
Great. Well, we already touched on it. talked about quick change lens systems. Like we said, we probably may do a goggle that blends between worlds of bike and snow, so it may not be magnetic. We've seen from lots of other brands, they've got some great non-magnetic lens change systems. So we'll work on that and look to what we can create, make it unique to us. One of the big things though for me is still lens quality and lens technology. We've had, I think, 2 years now, the Zeiss sonar lenses, which they still blow my mind. And if you've not tried them yet, you really should. I mean, it's nothing new for us anymore. It's 2 years old for us, but for the market, it's still something groundbreaking. So Zeiss sonar, if you want that super top level of clarity and contrast in all sort of light conditions on the snow, make sure you try a Zeiss sonar lens. Hopefully in the future, we can do that with a quick change as well.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Next one then, Jack Hale 2. And this is, wow, potentially a big question. I did write some notes down here to try and reel this off quickly. He says, what do you do every day? Well, it's going to be different for all of us. We could go for ages. I mean, I mainly scroll Pink Bike on YouTube, but also a few other things as well. You know, my role is to look after the marketing. So that's, you know, everything from the socials, through the emails that we put out, dealing with the riders, working on videos, content, making videos. In this current climate, we've had to obviously change the way we do content a bit. So we're kind of ourselves getting in front of the camera a bit more, which is challenging but fun. Work on product development, product testing, events, you know, when they come back, which is exciting. We're always looking at personally as well at the website, keeping that updated and making sure that it's performing. Things like branding and stickers, developing our brand so it looks and feels right. Stay in touch with the industry research. That's my excuse for Pink Bike and watching a lot of YouTube videos. So deal with mags, looking at digital strategy. I mean, the list goes on. It's anything that really, anything on that marketing side, the brand is for me. And I don't know if you guys, in a nutshell, could say what you do as a main focus. I mean, for us as a small brand, we're all involved in a lot of stuff, really. I think so. That's quite cool that we get to experience a lot of different elements. Maybe you both want to, James. What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I mean, I already touched on it before. Like, it's kind of, a lot of it is just making sure everything's running, and, you know, everyone, like, obviously everyone has their own roles, but it's kind of putting that all together and making sure that, you know, the communication lines are kept open. I mean, like this week it's been, and Neil, I know, works on it a lot as well, but just forecasting and stuff with the ADICAT, like a lot of stuff with our manufacturers, just corroborating really with, collaborating with you guys. Like, I think it's, you know, just we're always jumping on calls and making sure that the ship as a whole is moving in the right direction, kind of reining in when I feel like we have to, and balancing, I guess, as well. Like, I think you've always got like all the things you want to do, and in an ideal world, you want to do everything right now. And then I guess it's my role also to go, okay, what can we afford to do, and kind of like pull that into like, okay, this is a plan that hopefully everyone can get on board with, and we discuss that and work out kind of how that plan can best work to further the brand. So I guess, yeah, just bringing it all together essentially, and all the little bits of shit in between.
Neil, have you got anything you could say?
Ooh, well, my day is a bit different to everyone else's because I'm like 7 hours ahead of you guys. So I get a bit of a time advantage to do other stuff before you guys wake up. So most of my mornings are focused around Indonesia, so Melon, Indonesia, that we run from here. So it's our shops in Bali, concept stores, wholesale and stuff over here. Always a fun challenge every day. Ranges from black magic cursed shops to break-ins to overstayed visas, all sorts of stuff you can't even imagine. Could write a book on it. So I have to start a day with a surf every morning, otherwise I go mad. And then come early afternoon, I get into touch with like agents that we have around the world, distributors, because my job is basically to get the brand and the products spread around globally to bike markets, snow markets internationally. So it's questions from agents, shops, distributors, whether they be new or current ones, just basically seeing what troubles they've got, what exciting things, what exciting news or new things they want to touch on. So yeah, that's basically what I get up to.
Cool. Sounds good. Plenty to keep us all busy. All right, so I think maybe just got time for a couple more questions. All right, and this is a good one. It's timely. Michael Grayson 93. I think maybe he already had one from you, but as it is relevant, straight to James. How do you work with the current pandemic?
I think we're pretty fortunate, you know, like we've been remote as a team. Basically, you know, there's times when we do work together in the same place at once, which are obviously, they're great when we have it, but we're used to working remotely. So I think we're in a lot easier position than a lot of other companies. I think we just upped our communication. I'd say actually in some ways, I think because of everything that's going on, there's maybe been other parts of the business where we wouldn't have, like, maybe we've opened up our discussions more often. We're speaking more like every day, whereas before it may have been every other day. You know, other areas of the business where I might have, like with our warehouse, like popped in there. Obviously can't do that at the moment, but as a result, I'm having a lot more daily conversations with the warehouse as well and our team there. So I think it's actually in a backwards way almost brought us closer together, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, very lucky. I think it's definitely, like you said, allow us to focus on a few bits that we had maybe taken for granted before. So pretty cool in that respect. I'm going to take the last one because this is going to call me out. I'm missing something recently, which I must apologise about. Tom Jeffrey 06 says, when's the next giveaway? Yeah, Melon Mondays is this thing we started and I completely forgot to do the last few Mondays. And days of the week have kind of gone at the moment, haven't they? So I do apologise, Tom. You're free to call me out on Instagram if I haven't posted anything for Melon Monday next time. So we're going to get that going. It's Friday today. I'm not sure when we'll post this video, but every Monday Instagram will be Melon Mondays, and we'll be giving away a set of goggles probably. We'll keep that going for a while, see if it works. And yeah, that's the next one. So yeah, I guess that's it. Unless there's anything any of you guys want to say. From my side, I think it's a massive thank you for everyone who's put the questions in. A big thank you for everyone that supports us, from all the people we work with to our riders to everyone, all of our fans and customers. You know, we're an independent brand. It means a lot, especially these times. So yeah, big thanks for throwing the questions our way, and hope you're all staying safe. Yeah. See you later, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your questions, everybody. We hope you found that interesting and it gives you a bit more of an insight as to how we work over here at Melon. If we didn't get around to answering your question this time, you still want to know the answer, give us a shout on email or via Instagram and I'll do my best to get back to you. Appreciate your time, hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you next time.